Alright, so this is the unboxing of what I assume to be the Unihertz Titan. It's in this sort of plain packaging. Now, on the other side is actually my address, my name, and I don't need that on the internet. Not more than Google already has at least. I'm just gonna try to take this out. Casing, and yes, it is indeed the Unihertz Titan. Again, one hand is very difficult, so I'm just going to put this down. Oh, nope, I got it out. So this is it, Unihertz Titan. This is it. Now, I ordered 2 of them. So we got 2 of them. Now, I'm one of those people that orders 2 in case one of them goes wrong. So this is the Unihertz Titan itself. Today, the date is the 2nd. Is the 2nd of January of the new decade, 2020. So, now, it's time to unbox it. That open. And this is it. And this is the Unihertz Titan. Designed by Unihertz. And there it is. This is the Unihertz Titan itself. Now, they did say it would come with a screen protector. Okay, this packaging was not designed to be Apple-esque in any way. How am I going to do this? This is very heavy, actually. Okay. We have that, and underneath we have a USB-C adapter, or USB-C adapter, USB-C cable, and do they include earbuds? No way. They actually included earbuds. That's shocking, really. Okay, I'm just going to put that back. So it doesn't come with a case of any kind. There's no case of any kind, there's no accessories, it's just the USB cable, the power adapter, and the headphones, which, I mean, they included headphones, which amazes me to no end. So, now, okay, there is actually some IMEI information on the back of the model. Yeah, okay. I'm going to do a jump cut here, and, yeah, get this out of the way. Alright, so here is the Titan out of its packaging. I'm not a fan already of these buttons. They're in the wrong Android order. It's supposed to be back, home, and then multitask, but we're not going to talk about that. The screen is actually huge. It's very big. It's 1x1, as you can see. It's very big. The keyboard isn't really as tactical. Like, it feels very different to this. This is the BlackBerry Key 2 that was in the drawer. I don't know if you can hear that. Spacebar feels different. Like, let's type in that is good. Alright, and now on the Titan, which is bigger. That, oh god, yeah, the spacebar. Not only is it smaller, but it feels like it's not as clicky. None of these keys are as clicky as the Key 2 or any BlackBerry of yore, but it feels a bit, what's the word here? There's less travel in it. There's not that much travel compared to the other keys, which have a deeper travel feel. This feels I wouldn't say mushy, but just doesn't travel as far. That's I think what the best way I can put it is. It just doesn't travel that far. And just, yeah, I'm just gonna do a size comparison to the Key 2s. Like, That is a very, very, very big difference. Like, this makes this look like a little bitch. And the thing is, I can throw this at somebody and probably knock them out, and then pick it up and then start typing an email as to why I'm late. Ports. We have USB-C at the bottom. On the right, we have a power and volume rocker. We have power button, volume. Top, headphone jack. Amazing. Amazing. 2020. Amazing. Oh, I turned it on. Amazing. 2020, the year of the headphone jack. It's here. Like, mind blown. On the right-hand side, we have this remappable button, and we have the SIM card tray. I believe this remappable button is to anything you want. And as you can see, there's the Android startup. I don't know if it's backlit. I don't think it's backlit. I'm actually going to turn off the screen for a second. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're coming from a BlackBerry Key 2, for example, or Key 1, it doesn't matter. As long as you're coming from a physical keyboard BlackBerry, you'll notice that the key legends or the key layout is different. I might have to actually turn on the flash for this. So, on the Key 2, you have the symbols such as the pound key, the numbers, the star key, the alt key. That's all on this side. On this side, you have the colon, the backslash, the dashes, the at, the apostrophe, the quotes, the plus, and then the numbers on the other side. Now, you might notice that there's actually some things missing, such as the pound key. No, actually, the pound key is right there. It's the H. But it's not in the exact same placement as on the Key 2, which bothers me, but at the same time, I kind of understand why they didn't do it. They didn't do it because probably TCL, who makes, you know, BlackBerry, the BlackBerry Key 1, Key 2, and any other BlackBerry under license from, you know, Research in Motion, probably isn't going to be too happy if they did copy it. That's the same reason why there's no capacitive keyboard, such as on the Key 2. Probably got a cease and desist from TCL telling them to cease. I don't know what that... I believe that's the capital letter slash... No, that's the capital, you know, the caps lock, I guess you can call it. This is for the symbols. Back, as I said. Multitask, as I said. Which does irk me considering that this has back, home, and multitask in the correct Android order. I do hate Samsung for that, so thanks, Samsung. Screen, very big. It's 1:1 compared to the 4x... I don't actually remember, what is this? 4x3? No, it's not 4. I think it's 4x3. I don't actually remember the... It doesn't look like 4x3, otherwise it looked more like this, but that's me being stupid and not remembering exactly. So, front-facing camera on the front. Just gonna hide that. A rear-facing camera whose megapixel count escapes me. Now, the Unihertz Titan supposedly works with Verizon in the United States. That's actually why I backed it. Because I could use the Key 2 in the United States on Verizon as well if you had a SIM that was activated in a phone, such as the OnePlus 6T or the Razr phone, through some CDMA-less provisioning. One thing I forgot to mention actually before, now that I've taken it out of the, taken out the SIM and SIM tray and my SIM card, Verizon SIM, is that it actually has micro SD and the micro SIM, or nano SIM, sorry. Alright, I've signed into my account, which you probably saw the email. So, one thing to note already, when you're signing into the account, is that there's these little ridges. I have to turn on the flashlight for this. There's these little ridges right here. Those make pressing the keys on this side very difficult. It doesn't help that the keys don't have that much of a tactility to them compared to the Key 2 or the Blackberries of old. They're very much mushier in that regard. One thing also, using the Alt key over here, there's no notification at the top that says you're using Alt. The only thing you'll get is like numbers that will pop up. I gotta use my fingerprint sensor. Let's just test it. So it's gonna be fingerprint pattern. Draw my pattern real quick. All right, so the sensor's at the front. It's this sensor right here. So we're just going to press next. Yes, next. More, agree. Google already has my voice, so they can sell it to, I don't know, anybody really. For now, I won't be adding a second email, but I will factory reset it and do everything properly. I'm just doing this for the video. And here is the start screen. As you can see, a lot of apps. To the right is Google. So it is mostly stock Android. It's just... Alright. So swiping up does nothing, as you can see. It's using a custom launcher, I'm assuming. All your apps are on one screen, which I don't like. I don't like this sort of launcher thing. As your, clock, music, calendar, SOS, student mode. What the hell is that? Okay. FM radio if you have the headphone jack plugged in. Okay. Cell broadcast, track back. I don't know what that is. Toolbox, game mode on this. And call, do you refuse to receive calls? Rejection of calls will block. No. Also, I hope you guys heard that notification. Fuck. Oh, you have to press the back key for game mode. I hope you heard that notification tone. Alright, better experience, Google Alerts, PC Gamer. Alright, so green accents already. I'm going to turn off the flash now. Green accents. Not a fan. Alright, so we're going to go into settings. It's running Android 9. It's running Android 9 because this is how Android 9 looks. About the Titan. So this is the Unihertz Titan name. Well, excuse me, the Unihertz Titan spec. So 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, expandable via micro SD, a 16 megapixel front camera, or 8 megapixel front camera, 16 rear camera, my phone number, which will be blocked off in editing. Verizon is SIM slot. It's a micro SD / dual SIM slot. I should probably point that out. Alright, so I'm a developer now. Now, the buttons do vibrate. If you touch the back, multitask, or home, they do vibrate, so you might want to turn that off to save a bit of battery. Not that it really matters, honestly, with the size of the battery. Android version right there. It is running Android 9. So this phone is already ahead of the BlackBerry Key 2 because this is running Android 8.1.0 with like the December security patch. From what I know why this is, it's because TCL and BlackBerry are having a bit of a spat on how much an update should cost because BlackBerry doesn't know how to do business. Which is why they exited the hardware business, but let's not talk about that. So it is running Android 9. Just not going to hide that. Build number, so this was built on September the 1st of last year. Alright, so reviews on the keyboard already. Very mushy. This is not a fan. Another thing I'm not a fan of is the Alt key not having any sort of notification at the top when you're using it. Again, as I said, not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan of that. Not a fan of the way the buttons are placed like this. This is the wrong order, and I really commented on Unihertz to say that they should do it in the correct Android order. Pet peeve of mine. The display is 1:1. Like, this is a 1:1 display. This display you are not going to be able to game on at all. The launcher is not a typical Android launcher. This is a custom launcher of some sort. But the big thing is the keyboard, as you can see. It's very mushy. On the edges, as I said, they have this little ridge that makes it harder to press the keys at the end because you think you're pressing it, but you're not actually. Again, the layout, the way they chose the symbols, the layout is not, I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not. It uses, actually, if I can go back to the apps real quick. If I can go to, where was it? The keyboard and input. It uses a Kika keyboard. Now, there's been controversy with them. From what I know, this is sort of an app that has a very bad history with it because apparently it sends some information to China. And as many of you know, China bad, basically. Jokes aside, I'm most likely going to be replacing this keyboard with the BlackBerry APK, because the BlackBerry APK keyboard, I believe, has support for the physical keyboard anyway. I don't know if there's going to be issues with that. I didn't think of that. But for the time being, I am probably going to replace this with something else. One thing I did notice is that if you press the Alt key, as you can see, you get extra symbols at the bottom, similar to a BlackBerry Passport. You can also press this button and get, you know, your numbers, which take up half the screen, which is nice. You have English US, you have your emotes, if you're into emojis, you know, your symbols and numbers, etc., etc. Overall, the phone, solid. The phone feels very much solid in the hands. Actually, oh, I didn't set up this. Oh, that's what the side button does. Alright, so it, just like a Chinese phone, it does make stupid sounds. Stupid sounds that you're going to have to turn off. So overall, the phone feels, from a build quality perspective, solid. It feels like a tank. You could actually beat someone to death with this thing. You could beat someone to death with it, pick it up, and then email your boss, who you had a meeting with 5 minutes ago, as to why you're late. The keyboard is really something you're going to have to get used to. This is sort of the comparison of going from a ThinkPad keyboard to a keyboard on, let's say, an Acer Aspire V15 Nitro gaming keyboard. Like, there is a very big difference, and you're going to have to get used to it. Now, I wouldn't say at this time that it's better than typing on glass, but at the same time, I hate typing on glass, so take that how you will. The Spacebar is my biggest concern because not only is it small, but it's mushier than anything else. Oh, we can hear that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to charge it. I'm going to use it for a week to the best of my ability. Again, no case, so yeah, there's shiny metal at the sides and everything. Overall, I'm impressed that Unihertz shipped it so quickly, because they started shipping in mid-December, and I have it in my hands in, the day after New Year's. I'm very impressed with, there's a bubble on the keyboard, or on the screen protector. Just smooth that out real quick. Very much impressed with Unihertz and their shipping speed. That should be proof that there is a screen protector on this screen. I'm very much impressed with Unihertz's shipping. They used, the way they shipped, mind if I can get the packaging real quick. They shipped with DHL in the United States. So it's some sort of DHL from warehouse, and then that's taken to your post office, and then the post office does the last mile delivery. So that's how it's done. If anyone wants to know, it's going to be delivered through the post office in the United States. Now, as for Europe, probably the same way, probably by a courier to the post office, and then your local post office will deliver it to you. There was no signature confirmation for me, at the very least, and I ordered 2 of them. So your mileage may vary as to how you receive it, but that's how I received it. Also, as you can see, touching the physical keyboard does not wake the device from sleep. You have to actually not even do that. You have to actually turn it on with the button. And as you can see, Verizon is working. Actually, we can make a test call real quick, just to prove that Verizon works.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. If you are calling about the Disney Plus 12-month promotion, account owners or account managers need to use the My Verizon app or go to VerizonWireless.com to log into your My Verizon account. Then go to the Add-ons and Apps page to check eligibility and sign up for this offer.
As you can see, the calls worked. Otherwise, it would have given me some other information. Actually, we can make a call to, let's say... No, we won't make another call. But as you can see, calls do work. One thing that I have noticed is that the 4G icon is kind of redundant. It's like it says 4G and then it says 4G there again. But I am getting 4G LTE on Verizon. As you can see, it says Verizon at the lock screen. It says Verizon Wireless at the lock screen. And I am getting LTE data. So... Alright, I'm going to tell you guys how you should do this. And this works with the Key 2 as well. Alright. In order to get Verizon working on this device, you have to have a Verizon SIM activated in a phone such as the Razr phone, the OnePlus 6T, or the OnePlus 7. What you do is, let's say you don't have those phones, right? Some Verizon stores have the Razr phone 2 or a OnePlus 6T on display. What you want to do is ask the rep to activate your SIM card in that phone, in, let's say, the OnePlus 6T. So you ask the rep. Usually most reps will be like, sure, that's fine, because you want to activate CDMA-less provisioning. You can straight up tell them that. They won't mind. They shouldn't mind, at least. You know, they help you take out the SIM and put in the SIM in that phone, and then tell them to reinitiate it or reactivate the SIM. Just send it a reactivation signal. It'll take about 60 to 120 seconds at best, so 1 to 2 minutes. And after that, what you should do is send a text or a text message. Ask your rep to help you with that. Tell him to send you a text message and then send one in return. If texts are working, that's the issue. Texts might not work if you don't do this. But once you do this and you confirm texts are working, maybe text a friend, and it works, then all you have to do is take out your SIM and put it in, let's say, the Unihertz Titan, or even the Key 2 if you have one. And once you do, you're done. That's it. And you'll have voice over LTE, you'll have HD calling, etc., etc. You'll have all the features that you'll have on this. Now, the one feature I won't have, and it's because I'm paying for it, is the phone protection plan. Asurion doesn't really insure your own unlocked phone if you have that, and much less one that's low volume such as this one. This phone is such low volume, they're not going to, because they're gonna be like, what the fuck is a Unihertz? One thing I do recommend you guys do is please, firstly, shut the phone up with the sounds. Secondly, don't forget to turn on mobile data up here. Thirdly, install a custom launcher. Like, this is ridiculous. And disable this. Just... Oh, you can't even disable it. Oh, that is not something I want to see. That is not something you want to see. Where is... modify? Nope. Okay, so you need to install a different browser. You need to install Firefox or Chrome. I use Firefox personally before you do anything with this. The phone app, I noticed, is not the actual, like, Google app. And I know this because it actually gave you the option to record a phone call, something that here in the state of California, at least, is illegal if you don't have their consent. I wasn't planning on using the phone app anyway. Like, I wasn't planning on using this phone app regardless. But as you can see, when you make a call, I'll make one more call just so that we can see, like, the options. You have the option to mute, add a call, hold, and then this one, start recording, along with video call and more options. The start recording feature is something that isn't found on the Google Dialer. It's actually mostly found on custom dialers, and in California, as I said, it's illegal to do that without the consent of the second party. I wasn't going to use it anyway, but it does look very much like stock Android, or the stock Android dialer. The vibrate motor, I gotta say, it does vibrate pretty well. This unit, at least. I don't know about my second unit over here, but this one works pretty well. So it does come preloaded with the Google standard apps that I'm going to end up disabling anyway, and some bloat. Well, I wouldn't consider this bloat, not the Smart Recorder at least. It comes with the calendar, SOS, the calculator, the Google Files app, Sim Toolkit, radio, the downloads, that cell broadcasting, keep notes and notebook. It comes with pretty light bloat, really. I wouldn't say that this isn't bloat, rather things that you might actually use, except for the game mode and student mode. I don't know. I think that's a Chinese thing. I just don't know. So that was the biggest thing people might be asking, is if it works on Verizon. And I can confirm, at least, that it does. With that being said, that's the end of this shitty, one-handed unboxing and vague first look at the Unihertz Titan.